Developing legs through kicking. Introduction. Whilst the correct body position provides the foundations for successful swimming, the correct use of the legs are essential in stabilising the body and providing valuable propulsion. Kicking is crucial to all strokes. It must be continually developed at all stages and should normally be taught to an effective standard before introducing arm action. SwimEasy teachers must spend a lot of time working on kicking skills at all stages from beginner onwards. It should be a key feature of almost every lesson that you run. Some common themes are important in freestyle, backstroke and butterfly kicking. The kicking action should be initiated at the hip joint with a focus on maintaining long legs, loose ankles and pointy toes. Children need to learn how to flex their ankles so that the toes point in the opposite direction of movement. However, the breaststroke kick requires a completely different skill and method of teaching. In breaststroke, the feet are drawn up to the hips and toes must be pointed outwards towards the side walls of the pool. Ensure when teaching the breaststroke leg action to use the lower legs only, as shown here in the video. The upper leg does not move.
For here is when we do this snapping, the top half of the leg stays still and we put the ankles onto the wall, we hold their toes out and we get them to snap. So they're snapping up with toes out.
Beginners. Begin teaching kick by sitting on the side with feet in the water and moving the legs in the correct way. Toes are pointed but ankles loose. Stiff ankles create problems, so ask the children to have wobbly feet.
Children to do the pointed toes, we have to understand that not all of them will be doing the correct thing. Like this little girl here, her toes are stiff. This needs to be flexible, needs to be wobbly. She needs to tap, tap, tap. And the way to do that is to put two fingers under at the back of her ankles here and get her to wobble her feet. Nice straight knees, and it's kicking the toes and the feet to make little bubbles.
Contrast the freestyle and backstroke actions with that needed in breaststroke, where the feet are lifted in a quick snapping motion with the toes pointed out. Practice this while sitting and then lying on the front, correcting as required, as shown in the video. The butterfly body and kicking action is very difficult for young children to pick up quickly. It is useful to demonstrate it on the side of the pool first with the fat cat, thin cat analogy.
Bend our knees and we're going to put our tummies out, showing us a fat cat and a thin cat and a fat cat and a thin cat. But we're going to keep our head nice and still and not move it. Fat cat, thin cat.
And you can also use the hokey cokey game of tummy in, tummy out to help before applying the same principle in the water.
Tummy out, in, out, shake it all about. Hokey cokey and we turn around. That's what it's all about.
One of the easiest ways to learn freestyle kick is to get the children to hold the wall with their hands, raise the hips and legs to horizontal and move the feet and legs up and down. Ask the swimmers to make a small splash with the toes only. Often the child will kick far too big with little control and too much bending at the knees. Teachers must focus on correcting this as quickly as possible. The kick should be fast but tight, with toes brushing past each other and making a small splash. Advance this skill by asking the swimmers to push off the wall with arms outstretched and kick towards you a few meters away. And repeat back to the wall. Here we see a good demonstration of how to advance it in the backstroke body position. Build the breaststroke skill in the water by having the swimmer hold the wall or holding on to you while they perform the breaststroke kicking action, slowly moving forward. The coordination required for the breaststroke kick is extremely difficult for young children to grasp, especially as it happens behind them where they cannot see it. You must be patient with the children and persist until they get this skill right. It may require a lot of corrective action from the teacher. Never disregard this.
Owen, put your face in the water, blow bubbles and get to that wall, long and stretched. Head down, long, no, stretch, stretch, stretch. That's not stretched enough. Ready, kick those feet. Alright, ready.
The earlier breaststroke kick can be developed correctly, the more successful the swimmer will be in the long term.